Your attention is being bought, sold, and traded every second you're online, and you're probably not even aware of it. This comes from the way that we built up social media over the last decades, and yeah, it comes at a cost. How does this relentless battle for your attention affect the content we consume and the creators behind it? Hey, I'm Tom. In my years working in digital marketing, I've learned a fundamental truth that today, attention isn't just valuable, it's probably the primary currency for brands and products in the world. And we're going to talk about what that means, why it matters, and how creators and marketers can navigate it ethically and effectively. First, let's clarify what the attention economy really is. Every platform, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc., makes money by keeping you on their site or their app for longer. This is generally pushed by ads. The more time you're on the site, the more ads, the more money they make, etc. That's how attention equals revenue. So creators and brands have become incentivized to fight aggressively for your eyeballs and your focus, which has created this world where everybody is shouting louder and trying to get your attention more. Like people at street bazaars trying to get you to come and buy their products and their food or whatever. But how does that affect the quality of the creators, the nuance and depth of the things that they're talking about, and the actual audiences that they're building up? Like this sort of, it can almost descend into like cult fandoms that are a bit cut off from the reality of the world. Yeah, there are these constant consequences of chasing all of those things. You get sensationalism. Content just becomes louder and more shocking and more gripping, but ultimately less substantial. Think about clickbait. Clickbait wins because it gets quick reactions, not because it is the most important news or important information. A lot of creators chase trends, quick fixes, so much so that they almost create like superficial work for themselves and end up exhausting themselves and burning out, chasing, well, nothingness really. And ultimately that can lead to a sort of an erosion of trust between the creators and their audiences. Viewers start to feel manipulated rather than respected, and it weakens that connection and that genuine connection that a creator and an audience can have. We've all felt exhausted by endless scrolling and how it doesn't matter. It's frustratingly shallow in times. It's also incredibly repetitive. You see a lot of the same content just done by different faces, rarely even done in a way that's much better than the first time you saw it. And those are the hidden costs that are in this attention economy that we live in. But there are things you can do as a creator or a marketer or a brand builder to earn attention in a better way rather than stealing it. So the first and biggest thing that you should be doing is thinking about how you're telling your story. Humans are hardwired to connect through stories. This goes all the way back to a very primal sort of times when we would gather around a fire and tell stories, or when communities met and overlapped, we would tell stories about the differences in our cultures and the different parts of the land we're in and things like that. It's so ingrained in us that genuine stories and genuine connection builds up a much deeper and long-lasting relationship, no matter who it is you're talking to or what it is that you're talking about. So finding a way to tell a story that captivates and excites and engages people rather than just being loud or flashy or clickbaity will be so much better for you as a creator. Another thing that you need to build on is trust. Attention is built on trust. And trust is a very powerful and enduring force once you get it right. So you need to create a space where your audience feels valued rather than exploited, where they feel like they are actually a member of a community and that they can input and take at the same time, which is a hard thing to do, but the best thing to get there is to remain consistent, stand true to your values and your principles, and show them that you are a trustworthy creator in your area. Don't try and hide things behind paywalls and clickbait and get people to go off and do all of these other things. Just give out your knowledge and your attention as much as you can for free for the good of the community and build up that trust. And when you do that, you also work on the third thing, which is authenticity. Creating content that is true to the values of the community you're building and the identity that you're building around yourself will attract people who think in the same way and genuinely care. That authenticity is how you build something that's even more than a community. It's almost like a family, a mutual fandom where everybody is just excited to be there. And I think that's the most powerful thing you can do as a creator. It's not easy to do, but it's incredibly powerful. So instead of just screaming louder, speak clearly and honestly and with intention about everything that you do. Yeah. So here are a couple of practical ways you can go and do that. So whenever you're creating video or artwork or music or writing, whatever it is, once you get to a point where you're happy with what it is that you're about to produce, take a step back and just do these three things. Have a look at what you've produced and ask, is this genuinely helping my audience? Have I produced something of quality rather than quantity and just getting something out quickly? The next thing to do is to pay attention to your audience feedback. It's not all just analytics. Understand their actual questions, their needs, the comments that they leave, and the places that those comments come from. Deep listening will make sure that the work that you're producing is going to be valuable. And then the other thing that you can do, which is a good idea for anybody, is to create sustainable content pace. Don't burn yourself out and don't rush to be the first to tell a news story just because. Talk about it when it's ready for you to talk about it and when you've processed it as a human, so that you can deliver something authentic and sustainable to you. You're not chasing trends constantly. Being a creator in any sort of medium, in reality, is more like a marathon rather than a sprint. So you need to be able to say that you delivered stuff consistently to your principles for your whole career or for your whole duration of being a creator. Yeah, so as creators, we have a responsibility to reframe our current relationship with attention and the attention economy. It shouldn't be about fleeting moments. It should be about creating lasting impacts around what it is we're talking about and around our expertise. Because real success comes from connecting deeply, not shouting loudly, but listening deeply. Yes, it might take longer, but it will also last longer. So, yeah, the attention economy we live in isn't inherently bad. It's how we choose to engage with it that matters. Creating with integrity, respecting the audience's time, prioritizing genuine connections over superficial, rapid interactions. That's what's going to last the longest and what's going to get you where you need to be. And you need to remember that attention is earned through trust, value, authenticity, and that's the kind of attention that actually matters. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this conversation, please subscribe and join me in exploring more thoughtful ways to approach creativity, marketing, and content in this noisy digital world. Yeah, so thank you for spending your valuable attention with me today. I'll see you next time.